Elias, a man of the sea, lived a simple life. His days began before the sun, the salty air his wake-up call, the rhythmic lull of the waves, his constant companion. He was alone, yet never lonely, the sea his solace, his confidant. Years on the water had etched lines on his face. He knew its moods, its secrets, its whispers. Elias found peace in the solitude. He returned each day with the setting sun. The village bustled with life, but Elias remained apart. He was a solitary figure, content in his world. Each night, under the star-dusted sky, he'd mend his nets. The sea, a constant presence, mirroring the quietude in his heart. He was content, or so he believed, until the sea brought him a message. The storm raged for days. The sea, usually his sanctuary, had become a tempestuous beast. Elias stayed ashore, his heart heavy with foreboding. When the storm finally subsided, it left behind an eerie silence. Drawn to the shore, Elias scanned the beach. Amongst the seaweed and driftwood something glinted. A bottle sealed with a cork, inside a message beckoned. His calloused fingers worked the cork free. Unfurling the brittle parchment he read, the words blurring through his tears. "I am Rosalind," it began. "If my message finds you, know that I am lost, adrift at sea." Elias reread the note, his heart pounding in his chest. The desperation in the elegant script, the longing in the words, it resonated deep within him. Rosalind, a name whispered on the wind, a name that ignited a spark in his soul. Days turned into weeks, the message tucked close to his heart. He reread it each night, the words etching themselves in his memory. Rosalind, a phantom, a figment of his imagination, had become his obsession. The sea, once his companion, now held a new allure. He searched for any sign, any clue that might lead him to her. He spoke her name to the wind, hoping for an answer, a whisper on the breeze. His solitary existence, once peaceful, now felt empty. He yearned for Rosalind, her touch, her voice, her laughter. His heart ached with a longing he couldn't explain, a love for a woman he'd never met. The villagers noticed the change in Elias. His silence deepened, his eyes held a haunted look. They whispered of the message in the bottle, of a siren's call luring him to the depths of the ocean. Driven by an invisible force, Elias spent all his time at sea. He neglected his nets, his fishing forgotten, his sole purpose to find Rosalind. He scoured every inch of the coastline, his eyes searching, his heart hoping. One moonlit night, as his boat drifted aimlessly, he thought he saw her. A flicker of white in the distance, a melodic laugh carried on the wind. "Rosalind!" he cried out, his voice raw with desperation. The apparition vanished as quickly as it appeared, leaving Elias shattered. Was it real, or a figment of his longing? The line between reality and fantasy blurred, the sea playing tricks on his tormented mind. He clung to the hope that Rosalind was out there, somewhere amidst the vastness of the ocean. He just had to find her, to prove that she wasn't just a figment of his imagination. Weeks morphed into months, seasons changed, yet Elias's quest remained. The villagers watched, their concern growing, as he became a ghost of his former self. His skin, tanned and weathered, now held a ghostly pallor. His obsession with Rosalind consumed him. He saw her face in the clouds, heard her voice in the cry of the gulls. The sea, once his comfort, now mocked him with glimpses of her, fleeting moments of hope that disappeared like mist. He clung to the memory of the message, the elegant handwriting, the desperate plea for connection. He would find her, he vowed, even if it meant spending the rest of his days lost at sea. The sea, however, held its secrets close. It offered glimpses of Rosalind, whispers of her presence, but never enough to satisfy Elias's desperate longing.